Aldridge. Mike, can you give us a sense from the people that you've been meeting, the farmers you've been speaking to, how bad it is in Mekele?
Not so bad in Mekele, interestingly enough, although this, along with Coram just to the south of here, was very much the epicenter of the 1984-1985 famine that killed 1 million people. This area, for the moment anyway, is rather better off this time, though there are other areas of this particular region, Tigray, that certainly are affected and seeing more effective drought and shortened rainfall than they normally would. But that particular problem, being put down at least in part to the problem of climate change, is really at its most acute in the south, and that's where we've seen its principal effects. I was in one of the most populated districts of Ethiopia, in Walaita, where there were large numbers of fields where really all of the maize crop, and it's a crop on which people have become very, very dependent, were indeed burnt and withered. And it is that that is leading to the government confirming a figure of 6.2 million people needing relief food. And clearly the door is not shut to an appeal for food aid for more people in the coming weeks. The government itself said at the meeting with donors in Addis Ababa today that it will be conducting and giving the results of a further assessment of this current harvest next month. And indeed, aid officials, I think, probably will be surprised if the figure doesn't actually rise. They consider the current figure to be somewhat conservative.
Mike, it's not just drought, though, is it? There's been conflict in the country. The border with Eritrea is closed. But tell us what effect do you think these policies that the government has that are designed to keep farmers on the land, what impact that has?
Well, there are some people who certainly say that if Ethiopia were to go over to a system of private land ownership again, that would give incentives to farmers. Their production would rise, and that would be one way of tackling the recurring food shortages that we see. The government is adamant it won't do that. It's also not distributing more land at the moment, even though the population continues to rise here at the moment to a level of at least 75 million. That's roughly double what it was at the time of the 1984 famine. However, that, according to the government, those population growth figures are coming down somewhat. Certainly the government is trying to encourage more family planning, to reduce family sizes, so it does put less pressure on the land. Some of these issues are indeed controversial. On top of those internal domestic issues, if you like, you've got at the moment the impact of the global economic crisis as well. So it's a whole mixture of factors that have gone together to create what is certainly an emerging crisis here, and one that many officials are worried could in particular lead to a rise in malnutrition. That's what they will particularly be watching for, as ever.
Mike, thanks for joining us.
I know you're asking today, how long will it take? Somebody's asking, how long will prejudice blind the visions of men? I come to say to you this afternoon, however difficult the moment, yes, sir, however frustrating the hour, it will not be long, because truth crushed earth will rise again. Yes, how long? Not long. Yes, because no lie can live forever. Yes, sir. How long? Not long. How long? Because you shall reap what you sow. Yes, sir. How long? Not long. How long? Truth forever on the scaffold, wrong forever on the throne. Yes, that scaffold sways the future. Yes. Behind the dim unknown standeth God within the shadow, keeping watch above his own.